matter always on this is what is in our face. It's not even the elephant in the room. It's very much visible to everyone. Some people choose to ignore it. But the COVID-19 is getting worse by the day. Um, we're losing an easy 1,000 people a day to coronavirus. The cases are just going and going to infinity. Alabama put out health officials in Alabama put out saying that one of the biggest problems we have in our state is weddings, which I'm involved in, private gatherings, bars, and that is where they see this stemming from. Um, we're spoiled. Now, I want to go a little bit different direction this morning. I'm not going to harp on that. It's in our face. We know it. We know we need to freaking wear a mask. We know we should stay home. We should not be having these gatherings. Period. That's just a fact. We need to stop it. Grow up. Be adult. Quit being spoiled little bitches. That's what we are, spoiled little bitches. Nobody's going to tell me to wear a mask. Yeah, 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 yeah. Grow up. Get over your bullshit. Okay, that's number one. Now, for the next part of this, I have people, and I just had a little conversation. I was out watering some flowers and getting the trash and blah, 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 taken care of outside. One of the neighbors was across the street getting his trash cans, and he made a comment to me, and we were talking about different things in the world, and I asked him his job, his travels, and he's going to be in New Orleans. Anyway, we had this little conversation. He said, the world's getting to be a mess. I said, have you ever read the Old Testament? See, our problem is not that we're getting worse. That's not the problem. We've always been horrible. And whether you're a Christian, whether you're a Jew, whatever your belief is, the Old Testament that we call is very ancient writings. Okay, they're not maybe not be historically accurate, whatever, but they clearly indicate something that was going on thousands of years ago. Go back and read these ancient stories. Think about the Inquisition. Think about all the stuff that's going on through history that you may remember. And then you realize that we're not getting worse. That's not the problem. The problem is not that we're getting worse. The problem is not that things are getting worse. They're not. Throughout history, this is not new. We went through this pandemic thing 100 years ago. Very similar. You look right now, you can find pictures of families with the parents on a mask, little baby, a mask, and even the freaking cat and dog with a mask on. We've been through this before, and it's not new. One old writing says nothing new under the sun, and that's basically it. So the problem is not that we're getting worse. We're not getting worse. We murder, we kill, we war, we hate, we love, we shit, we eat, we piss, all the above. Nothing has changed on that level at all. We're the same humans that we've always been in recorded history. So we're not getting worse. That's not the problem. And people miss this point totally. It's not that, oh, we had riots before. It's not the first time. Go back in the Old Testament again. You talk about looting. The Old Testament, God sent his people to cities to loot and also to kill everybody and only save the virgins to bring home for themselves. That's writings from thousands of years ago. It's nothing new. This is nothing freaking new. So we're not getting worse. It's not, my friends, getting worse. That's not the problem. There is a huge problem, but that's not the problem. The problem is that we're not getting any better. That's the major problem. We're not improving. We're not getting any worse, but we're not making any headway. Oh, we're good. We're making headway with technology. We're making headway with me being able to sit at my desk in my home and live stream, put my visual image and voice and color all around the world to anybody that wants to tune into this. It's boom, right there. Oh, we're good with that. Our cars, our transportation, our central air conditioning, man, the peripheral, we have exceeded everybody's expectations. We've sent man to the moon. We got people constantly floating around the earth. Always, we're flying around the world. We're doing all this amazing stuff with all this amazing technology. But this right here, strip it all away. Stop covering it up. See, this is what we do. We want to sugarcoat everything and with the superficial. That's why we clothe ourselves. We've shamed ourselves of our own bodies. We've made our entire being to be ugly. And therefore we have turned out ugly throughout our entire existence. The problem is not us getting worse, because we're not. We've always been horrible. Look at the founding of this nation. People try to sugarcoat that. Look at throughout history, not just the United States, throughout history, what humankind has done. So we're not getting worse. Again, that is not the issue. The issue is not that we're getting worse. The issue is we're not getting any better. The issue is that now in the 21st century, going into the third decade of the 21st century, we're no better than we were thousands of years ago. Oh, yes, we are. Some would say, look, I've got a smartphone. That's better. Oh, we've got healthcare. That's better. Modern medicine. Are you kidding? In that same Old Testament, thousands of years ago, it said the average span of life was 70, 80 years. What's the average span of life today? Yeah, 70, 80 years. All these thousands of years later. We've made things cushier. We're not sleeping on hay. We've manipulated the earth to our comfort and to our advantage. But we've done nothing. We're no better than we ever were. We still kill. One of my brides yesterday, her brother killed their mother yesterday. Go back to COVID-19, coronavirus, a pandemic. We've got a substantial part of our population that just can't be self-disciplined enough to sit still, put on a mask, and ride the storm out. Oh, I can't sit any longer. I've got to get out. Even the people that belong to these groups about supporting wearing a mask, where's a good place, safe place to go out and eat? Fuck going out and eat. Cook your damn food or get it to go and come home. Be fucking safe. No, but we're stupid. Always have been. Always been ignorantly stupid, selfish. We don't get it. And that's it. So again, my little rant this morning is these people think, oh, we're getting worse, don't have a fucking clue about history, because we've always sucked. This is no better. On an individual basis, some of us get it, some of us don't. As a whole, we suck. Totally. It's a shame, but that's just the truth. So don't say when we're getting so awful, look how bad we've gotten. Haven't gotten anywhere. That's the problem. We haven't gotten anywhere. We haven't got any worse. We haven't got any better. We've been this way. It's like this. Study history. You might get little segments of time that are peaceful, or maybe segments of time that are less crime, less conflict, segments of time where there's less disease. Maybe we don't live in a constant pandemic, but there's always one coming. Maybe we don't live in a constant weather situation like a hurricane, tornado, tsunami. The reality is there's always one coming. We're not living during an earthquake at this moment, but there's one coming. We're not living in the middle of a war right now, but there is one coming. There's certain things you can bet on. There's no murders taking place around me right now, but there's a murder taking place somewhere. There's suicides taking place somewhere. There's people right now falling in love. There's people right now falling out of love. There's people right now arguing and fussing and fighting. There's people right now making love. There's people right now eating. There's people right now shitting. There's people right now pissing. These things are a constant all the way through and always have been. Nothing new. Romeo and Juliet, read Shakespeare, read the ancient writings, go back as far as history as you can, take the setting away, take the peripheral away. Maybe they were riding in a horse carriage then instead of a car, but get rid of that part of it. The story is the same. The emotion's the same. The love is the same. The hate's the same. Maybe the tools of murder have changed. We're more efficient whether we kill than we used to be. We don't have to be as hands-on with our ugliness as we used to, but the ugliness is the same. It's just now we can push a button versus having to use our bare hands. So the issue again is not that we're getting worse, because we're not. We're no worse than we ever were. The issue is we're not getting any better. That is the real issue. We're not getting any better. We're stupid, we're selfish, we're self-absorbed, we're stuck in this little bubble of time, and that's all we see is our little bubble. I was born and raised in the United States of America, in Alabama. I was born in 20th century. I was taught this is the way we live. That's my comfort zone. We think, the United States, the greatest thing on earth. At one time, the Roman Empire was the greatest thing on earth. At one time, Egypt was the greatest thing on earth. At one time, somebody was greater than us. And sometime in the future, somebody's going to be greater than us. This just happens to be our little moment in this vastness of eternal time. But what happens in that time, whether you call it Alabama, whether you call it the United States, whether you call it Iraq, whatever you call it, the human is the same. Just like you fall in love, that Muslim falls in love. Just like you dislike or hate somebody, that other Indian guy hates somebody. Maybe you, hate's a strong word, but the real word. So there you go, folks. That is the reality of this entire thing. It's not that we're getting worse. That's not the problem, because we're not getting worse. The problem is we're not getting any better. There it is. That's getting real. We're not getting any better.